Red Rankin joining Locked On Big 12 today, a very passionate West Virginia fan. My qualm for the last now 12 years has been that West Virginia fans just can't go to road games. Oh, you driving down to the big game this weekend? Nope, because that drives 9 hours.
Yeah.
The Big 12 has not, in expansion, put West Virginia in a spot to be a Big 12 team. They still feel like the outlier because this we got West Virginia on the road on our schedule. We got to fly all the way out there. I wonder how it feels for the Mountaineers fans. Does it, from your perspective, does this program get the bone that, from my perspective, it feels like they do?
I would certainly agree. I think West Virginia is consistently boned by the Big 12. I mean, looking at the away games, I have them written down here: Oklahoma State, Arizona, Cincy, and Texas Tech. Now, Cincy, that's a 4.5 hour drive from Morgantown.
Yeah.
So that's decent enough, but they don't get like a UCF. They don't get to just drive down the coast and go there. I mean, traveling to Arizona is already like the thought of that. And we've seen it. I mean, I live in Waco. That's where we met. You lived in Waco for many years. We would see anytime the Mountaineers were going to come play in McLean, you would see Mountaineers fans show up.
Yeah.
They have a relatively large alumni base. They love their team. They're huge fans. I mean, you think about even just the lack of pro sports in the state, but it's insanity. It feels like, and granted, I understand that bringing them into a conference that was kind of an amalgamation of SWAC teams and teams from all over, and especially teams based in the Midwest and Texas and the Southwest. But they're not making an effort to make it easy for Penn State. Or I'm sorry, for Penn State. My apologies, for West Virginia. But thinking about like getting to host Penn State, this is a good team. I mean, they were a talented team last year. This is a team that in my lifetime we watched, outside of a horrible backyard brawl, they were on the verge of being able to vie for a national championship. And yet we're stuck here and getting crapped on by ADs in the conference.
Yeah.
Ray Anderson joins the conference and days later says, I'm not going to Morgantown. You can send the assistant AD there.
That's not good.
It's not good. It's a terrible look. It's not even just the disrespect. It's just truly like, it feels very tone deaf. It feels like a very odd thing to say the moment after you're picked up by a conference after what you were going to be just left in the cold. And you're like, I don't want to go play in an incredible college football environment of which people talk. I mean, we talk about scary places to play. It should be that Morgantown at a night game should be like a top 10 always. Morgantown at night is a wild, wild place, and anybody can lose a night game in Morgantown.
I'll give the people who are the dissenters of West Virginia I'll give some grace. Until you understand the culture there, I get it. There was a point in time where West Virginia felt like Boise State, Louisville, that 2010 year where you're like, oh, the team's really good, but are they? Even Clemson was there, where it's nobody really thinks about this school, but they're good, and we give them their roses because they're good right now. But how much staying power do they have in college football? To me, what we overlook so often, West Virginia is truly a hard job. It is a hard. If you were just going to take in-state players, I think 24/7 had 9 players ranked, and only like 5 of them had were 3 stars or better. You can't build a football program off of that. Yeah. To me, the most impressive part of West Virginia, they are doing it with kids who didn't grow up West Virginia fans. They have to go out and recruit across the country, and they're like Neal Brown against literally all odds is winning football games.
Yeah. I mean, these are guys who they're having to travel into Ohio and Kentucky and going all over Appalachia just to recruit kids, asking them to come play. I mean, there's a disgraced West Virginia basketball coach who's now no longer with the program, but thinking about like, it is a hard job no matter what it is. I brought up earlier the 2007 season and Rich Rodriguez leaving behind the program to go to Michigan. But when you and I think I'm far enough removed now. Now, if you ask my father, he would probably still have many, many, many harsh words that I probably shouldn't repeat on this show about Rich Rodriguez and about the way that he left the program. But if you have the chance to go to what is ostensibly a much easier job, now I understand Rich Rod had a not so fun time at Michigan.
Very true.
Why would you not take that? 1,000 times out of 1,000, you're going to go get paid more. You're going to be able to recruit with the knowledge of you have Big Blue backing you. You can show up and recruit anywhere in the country. Whereas, you think about the great athletes from the state of West Virginia, neither of whom played at the university. You think about guys like Jason Williams and Randy Moss, neither of whom were Mountaineers. So you're already at a disadvantage, but they're doing it and they're showing up. And, we all have watched the Tavon Austin highlight tape 12,000 times.
Yeah. Dudes rock.
Dudes rock.
Yeah.
Dudes rock. And and West Virginia rocks. It's an incredible place. One of the most beautiful places in the country. It's a great place to go. The fans are excellent. I mean, I've heard some folks have some bad experiences with West Virginia fans, but being somebody who lives in Bear Country and who, shows up to every time the Mountaineers are going to come play in Waco, getting to meet West Virginia fans who have traveled that far, and then talking to my friends whose parents get to interact with West Virginia fans for the first time. And they're like, these people are all so lovely. They're so excited. They just want to talk about where's the best place to eat. What can we go do afterward? What do you guys recommend? They want to enjoy their time because they've traveled a long freaking way to be here because they care that much about the program.
What do you think separates, and we'll close with this. What do you think separates West Virginia fans from other Big 12? What is something that West Virginia fans get about being in the Big 12 that other fan bases will never have a piece of?
I think it really is the love of the program. I think it is the understanding that this is our lifeblood. This is what we care about so deeply. A quick anecdote. My father and my brother came in 2021 to watch the Mountaineers play in Waco. My brother attended the University of Georgia. My dad is the one who raised us both diehard West Virginia fans. And my brother was was kind of baffled at the way that the Baylor crowd reacted. And I don't want to piss off any Baylor fans, but frankly, there was not this investment. Yeah. And there was not this lifeblood, and it didn't feel like nearly as many of these people who were in the stands bled green and gold the way that West Virginia fans bleed. Like the way West Virginia fans live, eat, sleep, and breathe West Virginia football. And frankly, every West Virginia sport, they're invested across the board. West Virginia women's soccer, people are invested in. West Virginia women's basketball, people are invested in. They love these programs.
And that makes me happy. I feel sad because it's like, oh, they're up there, and nobody thinks about them. And even when they win, nobody really thinks about West Virginia. And it feels like they have gotten at least a bit of a shaft from the Big 12, especially the way expansion has gone with solely going out west and just leaving West Virginia idle by itself over there. They're like, you can't drive to an away game. We're not changing that. Sorry. Yeah. Hopefully the ACC's fall apart changes that. Red Rankin, if folks want to find more of your stuff, where do they go?
You can find me at Paddington Gone Wild, which is a movie podcast that me and my friends run. You can also find me on the Bird app at Red Rankin, of which I will probably be tweeting about West Virginia athletics. We'll be tweeting about country music and Atlanta Braves baseball.
Yep. I hear that he's dropping his top 15 Turnpike Troubadour songs very soon. Red, thanks for running the show today.
That's true. Thanks for having me.
That's Red Rankin. I'm Drake Toll. This has been and always will be Locked On. Thanks for making me your first listen every single day. Dose Grande.